It's young chef, young king, Amir Al-Din Joel Ware here here with my here here with
Why
the
you
fabulous.
change your voice? Who are you? That's your podcast voice? Your video voice? Yo, I'm grown and suave. This one, like,
And we with the fabulous Baba Jami here, and we just gonna start our first. We just gonna do our first episode of our NBA podcast 3 years later after we announced it, and
so
yeah,
it's a
go.
basketball podcast. I'm gonna talk basketball. He gonna talk NBA because all he been doing is studying every NBA fact. He doesn't know what an ABA player is, so he doesn't know what
Julius Erving is an ABA player.
I tried to introduce him to N-word first. He was like NBA. So I was like,
the Indiana Pacers won 3 ABA championships. The ABA introduced the 3-point line and the slam dunk contest, and I think also the 3-point contest.
I said name a player outside of Dr. J. So we're gonna talk basketball.
George Mikan was the commissioner of the ABA. George Mikan was the commissioner of the ABA.
So we're gonna talk basketball. So it's the young head, the older head. We're gonna put together our heads for like some powerful, awesome content with basketball in these Detroit streets virtually. Yeah. And we ain't got no name for this. We've been planning this for 3 years and we still ain't got no name. You got a name?
We had one at one point, but I forgot it.
We wrote it down and everything.
No Allegiance Nation Basketball Podcast.
Oh yeah, shout out to Operation Rebel. We're in Operation Rebel studio right now. Operation Rebel Revolution Prevails, People's Community Radio. And we're gonna let young Amir, young king out here start us off with however you want to start us off.
All right, so the first thing we want to talk about is, since we 3 years late, we wanted to do a recap of the past 3 seasons, starting with the 2021-2022 season.
Okay, I'm learning what we doing. Okay.
All right, so the NBA champions of that season was the Golden State Warriors. You already know, the best team ever. We like that. So
that's when they won.
That's one of the times that they won.
Oh, that's crazy. That wasn't that long ago.
Yes,
that's crazy. Why people always counting them out like they can't play, like they over the hill, like they done?
I mean, we finna win next year because we got the Jimmy Butler, so it's finna be lit.
Jimmy Butler was awesome this year. They was the best record, one of the best records after the All-Star break once they got them.
Yeah, it was them, and the Pistons was one of the best records too. We can talk about that.
Detroit
basketball.
There you go. He caught the alley-oop.
But I caught the alley-oop one for the layup instead of the dunk. I had to do something unique with it.
Okay.
So
Pistol Pete.
So the Warriors won the championship, smacking the Boston Celtics 4-2. They went down 2-1, then won 3 straight games. It was pretty easy. It wasn't no big deal. Steph averaged 31 in the series. Jordan Poole was going crazy. Andrew Wiggins was going crazy, even though they both traded now. Everybody was going crazy. Naman Hubby, Elitsa, Otto Porter Jr., Juan Toscano Anderson, Kevon Looney, James Wiseman, even though he was injured the whole playoffs, Jonathan Kuminga, everybody.
Also, James Wiseman was on that team?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's why I kept saying we had championship experience in Detroit.
Because he got traded the next year. Wow.
Also, in that trade that sent James Wiseman to the Pistons, that was the same trade that brought Gary Payton II back to the Warriors after he had left.
Which is very important. He's a very pivotal player.
Yes, we desperately need him.
Part of the identity.
Yes. And so in 2023, the Nuggets won the championship over the Miami Heat. We don't talk about that because the Heat should have won because they the Heat. So yeah. And Jimmy Butler led Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Kevin Love, even though he was injured, Victor Oladipo, even though he was injured, he probably would have won if he wasn't. They led the AC to Miami Heat all the way to the NBA Finals, smacking everybody in their way. Jimmy Butler broke Giannis' ankles, had him out here looking stupid.
That was the year before last.
Yes, that was the year before last.
And while people just saying Jimmy was washed up, and people be crazy. Like it'd be like very recent when folks have success, and then the next year they like, oh, they over the hill. I'm just like, But just last year they won a championship. Just last year they went to the finals.
Unfortunately,
how you gonna have a 99 rating on 2K one year and then an 81 the next? Like, what is that?
Unfortunately, the Boston Celtics won the 2024 championship. I don't want to talk about that one. I forgot who they beat. They beat the Mavs with Kyrie and Luka. They was going crazy, but it wasn't enough. Yeah.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
I don't like the Celtics.
Oh, dang. Well,
Jaylen Brown, cool, I guess. Derek White, cool, I guess.
A great basketball town and a great history in the Celtics.
Yes.
I still don't like how they did IT.
I don't like that at all.
All these years later.
Also, the theories is since Jason Tatum injured his Achilles, but they say that by the time Jason Tatum gets back, the Celtics roster is going to be completely retooled.
Just like IT.
They say
are they gonna trade Jason?
No, they're not gonna trade. They're not gonna trade Jason. But besides Jason, nobody's safe. Not even Jaylen Brown.
So you think somebody's gonna go?
I wouldn't be surprised if everybody except Jason Tatum goes by the time Jason Tatum is back.
That's wild.
Because most of the Celtics roster is a lot of the Celtics roster, even though they're a good team, they old and unathletic, and the Celtics just gonna
I like
not be
how
loyal
we
to
people
a good
who
core.
don't be on the court every day playing basketball, we call people old and unathletic.
Relative to other NBA players.
Relative, there we go. Relativity, the law of relativity.
Al Horford would probably break every single bone in my body. Every single bone in my body.
That's a big dude.
He'd break every bone in my body off of shooting a 3-pointer.
But that's a big dude. Try to back him down in the post.
Yeah. If Derek White could break every bone in my body by shooting a jump shot.
I don't think Derek White does. I think he's unathletic. But that's just my opinion. He's got better. Since the finals, him losing, and then they're coming back and winning in the finals, I think
Derek White was on the Spurs when the Celtics played the Warriors in the finals.
Yeah, he was like, they got a lot of slow point guards on the Spurs. I forget my man's name. They actually called him slow.
I mean, Chris Paul is slow nowadays. He's old.
Older.
He's
older than one of the best point guards.
I agree. He still was going crazy with them assist numbers. He just liked that. Mm-hmm. They actually got somebody to pass the ball to Victor Wembanyama after Jeremy Sochan wouldn't pass the ball.
So you don't think Boston should have won?
Which championship?
The last championship.
I guess it's cool that they won. I don't like that they got more championships than the Lakers, but it's whatever.
Well, there's some history that continues. We got some more time in the universe.
Damn, LeBron finna play till he's 50.
Man, y'all don't want to talk about LeBron, talk about no Lakers. The Knicks is relevant again. New York Knicks. Orange and blue skies has come back to this town since 1999. Man, when Spreewell was out here balling.
We don't talk about the Knicks. We don't talk about the Knicks.
It's all about the Knicks.
It's never about the Knicks. The rest rigged the series for them.
Like
the rest rigged the series for the Knicks.
Well, yeah, the Detroit series was crazy. Like that was a little foul. I can't lie. I
Tim Hardaway was shooting the game tying shot. They picked him up and threw him on the ground, and the rest ain't seen nothing.
Didn't call nothing. Like there's like 10 refs, and then nobody saw nothing. And then in a 2-minute report, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to name it after the report, the 2-minute report, the rundown, because they be giving us. They got this 2-minute report when they got this NBA stuff where they say all the things they did wrong in the 2-minute report. So I'm just like, why?
Why would you like do that after the
Is that a moral victory? You could have called fouls. What you saying? You did. Thank you. You could have done the thing.
This ain't a football podcast, but that reminds me of in the NFL when the Lions had lost and they did an illegal hit on Jared Goff, but the NFL say it was illegal till like 2 weeks after the game.
2 weeks.
Actually, that's a lie. It was like 5 days, but still.
That's still a long time.
Really, it was like 2 days.
Yeah, what's up with the 2-minute report? Why do you exist and why? But in the 2-minute report, they said that it should have been called a foul on Mans, and Tim Hardaway should have went to the line, and then it was. They've
replayed quarters before in the NBA. Why couldn't they have replayed like the last some whatever seconds of that game?
They be going back and forth on their replay when they want to do a replay and when they don't, and how many challenges, and that need to be cleaned up. In the game, that need to be cleaned up.
I think speaking of, I think they switched it so that if you win your first challenge, you get one more. I don't think you lose your challenge immediately.
Under 2 minutes, they used to always just replay the thing. It didn't matter what it was. And I don't know what they do
I
now.
feel like they say they technically supposed to do that today, but they don't for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's very strange. But Orange and Blue Skies and them Detroit basketball is back in the building. We relevant again. We competitive. We out here like the Bad Boys 3. I was like, okay. They got some real tough dudes. What's that dude who shoot all them threes?
Malik Beasley.
Yeah, I like his tool. He be out here not taking no stuff from anybody. Because I think Giannis was trying to play him. When he was trying to guard him and say some stuff to him, and he just wasn't having it. He was Giannis was trying to smile. He just like me mugging. I just love. It's like
hold on, wait, y'all want to know what's also relevant again?
I don't know what's happening.
You don't know if you don't know.
I don't, because I don't.
But the Halliburton jump shot relevant again. The Pacers is back. I need them to beat the Thunder because the Thunder beat the Timberwolves, and I like Anthony Edwards kind of. But even though they beat the Warriors, so I also don't like him neither.
When was he around when the Pacers when they was relevant?
Man, I wasn't around. I kind of was.
You was not existing.
I was when it was somewhat relevant with Paul George. I was. I was
the Pacers were not relevant with Paul George.
They made the playoffs.
They were not relevant with Paul George.
They made like the conference finals.
They were not relevant with Paul George.
I wasn't.
What Paul George team has been relevant?
When the Clippers made the conference finals that one time.
they really went somewhere.
When the Pacers took LeBron to like 7 games at one time.
They really went somewhere.
I wasn't here for Reggie Miller. I wasn't here for when they won the 3 championships in the ABA. I wasn't here for that.
Well, at least you know they won championships in the ABA. Not most people know that. So yeah. Okay, they are relevant again. So what you like about them?
Andrew Nembhard, cool. The fact that they got Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner.
They got championship pedigree on their roster.
They got Pascal Siakam. He finna win his second ring. He finna win his second ring. He finna be in the Hall of Fame.
He was the MVP for the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals.
And I still think Halliburton should have won that, but it's all right.
I didn't know what the criteria was, but I just saw him with the trophy. I'm like, okay, that's well deserved. He was balling. He put up 30 plus in like 3 games.
Yeah, he was. He was going crazy.
And, he be playing defense too, so Halliburton got the assist and the shot, the shooting.
Speaking of the Pacers who beat the Knicks, I'm glad the Knicks beat the Celtics because I don't like the Celtics.
Any reason why Knicks beat anybody, I'm happy for it. So I'm happy for you being happy for the Knicks.
I'm not happy for the Knicks after they beat the Pistons, though.
Well, sometimes things gotta happen. Pistons had to go through the fire, just like they took Jordan through the fire. Mm-hmm. Pistons going through the fire. So next year we'll be better.
Isaiah Stewart, the truth. Isaiah Stewart, the best player in the NBA.
What are you talking about? He ain't been playing. He been hurt for a while.
Man, that's crazy. They put him on the minutes restriction. He was only allowed to play 23 minutes a game during the regular season, and he still got injured for the playoffs.
Yeah, I ain't seen that boy since last year.
No, he been playing.
I ain't seen that boy since last year.
You been blind.
Yeah, you been blinded by him not being on the court.
In the game we went to, he was there. He was playing. One of the games we went to.
For what? Like you said, 20 minutes.
Because they was trying to get him not injured for the playoffs, and that still ain't worked.
well,
we desperately need him on the court. On everything.
We just need him in the locker room.
Yes,
he can just be security. When he retire, he just needs to be there. Just be security.
We got Isaiah Stewart. We got Jalen Duren. We got Jay Ivey if he ever gets uninjured. We got Rob Holland. We gonna be good. We got Marcus Sasser. We got Cade Cunningham. We got Malik Beasley. We got Tim Hardaway Jr. He got NBA Finals experience. Mm-hmm. We don't got James Wiseman.
Cade Cunningham just got his first All-Star.
Yeah, he did that.
So he all NBA next.
Yes.
Because I don't think he made the All NBA team this year.
I don't think he did.
We had some people who was balling on Detroit.
Yeah.
Offense and defense. I don't know how we didn't make one All NBA.
That's a good question.
We need to look into that. See what the Google world say.
That's a very good question.
But yeah, we be at these Pistons games. We be rooting. Sometimes we be losing, but
I don't think they won a game every time we went there.
What you trying to say?
Every time we go there, they haven't won a game. I still remember that one time when Bam hit that half court because K didn't take the last shot, and that was like the fourth 3-pointer he hit in his career or something. And it was a game winner from like half court.
Yeah, they came and beat us down. Like we was cool. We was up. We was winning. And then Bam was just like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot a 3 for the first time in like 30 games.
Bro, it's like we could have just held the ball for the last shot and went to overtime.
Yeah, we didn't have.
In fact, be lucky that they had to settle for that half court because with the amount of time, like they could have got a better shot.
Yeah, we didn't have a good coach at that time. We just switched coaches so many times. I didn't even know was the Bickerstaff was our coach until late. I was like, when did that happen?
Speaking of, how you feel about Tom Thibodeau getting fired?
Man, that Margin Blue Sky, he took them to every year they made the playoffs. They got better. He likes to play everybody 55 minutes, but that's not his fault. His players.
I feel like teams be too reactionary nowadays to fire coaches.
He was like I would say top 5 coach in the NBA.
That's very possible.
Like, cause they went like top 5 in the playoffs. Like, what you mean? Like, I don't think they should have fired Tom Thibodeau. Like, who they gonna get better?
Also, I think another person. Also, I think somebody else fired their coach after the Pacers beat them too. I can't remember who.
Yeah, everybody getting fired to play. Was it Denver?
No, Denver never played the Pacers. They did get fired. Also, the Grizzlies fired.
The Malone got fired like 15 games before the playoffs, and they replaced him with Rick Adelman or something.
Let me check. Did the Bucks fire their coach? I think that's who it been.
Man, they just be firing coaches because they can. Like, I just paid you. You got $5 million for 3 seasons. You gonna get this money. Oh no, we don't want you no more. Like just that 6 months later. I wish.
No, I don't think they fired their coach.
Who?
The Bucks.
No, I don't think they did. Yeah, before.
Yeah, like a few years ago, like some time ago they did.
You may be thinking about Phoenix.
Phoenix. I know. Memphis fired their coach.
He was going through with KD.
Man.
And what's that boy name who didn't want to give up his no trade clause?
Bradley Beal.
He was like, I'm gonna get this money, stay where I'm at, and not move.
Man, the Suns just gotta hope they can trade KD for something good.
They just should hope they can trade KD.
Like
they ain't get rid of all their picks.
It's not like KD been playing bad or anything. It's just like I think he is so expensive, like his contract stuff.
I just think they had a bad team.
Yes, they didn't. I agree. They didn't have a good team. I got a hot take. I feel like Devin Booker was low-key underperforming. That's just my opinion.
I think Devin Booker was unhappy.
He probably is.
He's probably the best player on the team. Mm-hmm. I think he grew. I think even though he may have been maybe offensively underperforming, I think he was growing in other ways.
I agree.
Because he's always, testing his skills as a point guard, which is interesting. So they be trying to run things through him. But then he been like playing hard on D, so trying to lead that defensive unit. So I think he's been experimenting while they've been bad. I don't know what Bradley Beal has been.
Yeah, Mr. No, he either hasn't been on the court or he hasn't been noticeable on the court. Mr. No Trade Clause is just going crazy.
I'm like, if you gave me close to $100 million, I'm gonna try my hardest to be out there and die for you on this court. I don't know where he was when he was. He's a special player.
Give me $100 million. I'm turning into prime Isaiah.
I'm saying he got that money because of Gill. Mm-hmm. Like Gill and John Wall and him. Like the Wizards were doing so bad, they was trying to lock in their next players that they just
every time they got something.
John Wall got hurt, and then it was like, okay.
John Wall even still in the NBA.
John Wall's been trying to make a comeback every year since 5 years ago. I'm serious.
Where is bro? I ain't heard of him in a minute.
I don't think he's been in the league for like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, they Wizards made another bad contract, but somehow traded that contract to the Suns.
So apparently, he last played for the Clippers in like 2 years
That's
ago.
That's what I said. Yeah.
He's still ain't retired. He's just trying his hardest.
I'm saying, when there's a path, there may be a money path. You trying to get that last couple million.
I think Isaiah Thomas last played last season for the Hornets.
Little IT?
Mm-hmm.
What for? For when?
Like for 8 games.
Like summer league or what? Actual games. I didn't know he was still in the league. Cause he didn't retire yet either. You right?
Yeah, he last played for Phoenix last season.
Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. He played for LA and Charlotte in like the year that the Warriors just won the championship.
Okay. So, we always do this, and it's always funny when you don't know who an old school player is, who used to play for the Pistons.
Who you finna give me?
The microwave.
I know who you're referring to. I'm trying to remember.
You sure? He didn't know who Jerry Stackhouse was, people. He did not know who Stackhouse was.
It's the person who I hit the game-winning shot with like 0.07 seconds.
Oh, you know something.
I just can't remember their name. I feel like it's something with R or V, and I know who you're referring to, but I can't remember their name.
Benny Johnson.
Yes, that's who. I knew it was Benny something. Yeah.
So you need to go do your research on the microwave and come back and know who he is.
And you know who you need to do research on?
Who?
Thabo Cephalosha, the GOAT.
How is he the GOAT?
Because he's him. His name is Thabo Cephalosha. Of course he's the GOAT.
Okay. Was he in a movie like with Adam Sandler?
I mean, he made the NBA Finals.
That makes him the GOAT?
Like, as a starting player.
That makes him the GOAT?
Yes.
So there's a lot of GOATs there.
Yes.
Is the MVP the GOAT?
Who Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah.
Made the players better with 75. And nah, he too young.
What? He's the MVP.
Thabo Cephalosha OG.
How's Thabo a GOAT over?
Because Thabo is an OG. SGA and an OG.
Alrighty then. So how did you feel about the MVP race?
It was a good race. It was a good race. That's how I feel about it. It was a good race.
Okay, you thought the right person should have won?
I mean, I think both of them had good reasons for winning. So, yeah, I just think both of them had good reasons for winning. I think Steph probably should have been higher in the MVP race because you see what happened after Steph got injured in the playoffs.
Steph is balling. They don't want to give him another MVP though.
Man, they should have given him the MVP in 2021 over Jokic, in my opinion.
It's very interesting how Jokic has so many MVPs.
I mean, I think he's good enough to get a lot of MVPs.
I think he deserved maybe 2 of those.
Which ones? Because he won. He has 3 right now. He won in 2021, 2022, and 2024.
Like there was one year that
which one?
Embiid was balling, and I was just like, how?
That was 2023. He got the MVP that.
No. I'm talking about a couple of years before that. He was balling, and they just ignored him or something. It was strange.
Right, which ones do you think he should have won? 2021, 2022, and 2024?
My brain don't work like yours. You have a large memory that is more better than mine because I use my electronic devices to be my brain. So, I don't know. But, shout out to Jokic. He's an excellent player. He does his thing. I love him in passing. Like, that's one of the best things. You can be a selfless teammate and do everything else on the floor. Triple-double threat. You're a bad man. It's just there's a lot of good players in the league, and I wonder who in the media be like has to be.
Let me look up something.
That'd be crazy to me. They got it right with the clutch player of the year, and my man's Jalen Big Buddy Brunson.
No, it's Halliburton.
Jalen Big Buddy Brunson.
No, it's Halliburton.
I don't care about you and your Halliburton.
Man, he had like 4 game winners in the playoffs.
5 of them, but who count? Like, I'm happy for y'all. So what you think gonna happen tomorrow?
I think Pacers are gonna win again.
You think the Pacers gonna win again, just like they did with the Knicks?
Yeah, because here's the thing. I think the red flags for the Pacers is that they had too many turnovers, and Tyrese Halliburton didn't have that good of a game. And I think the red flags for the Thunder is that they lost the game while winning the turnover battle by 18 points, and they might not get that opportunity again for the rest of the series.
I think they lost the game because they thought they was good.
They might lost the game because they thought they was winning the game,
and then they was just like, just take the guy's foot off the pedal just a little bit. Just a little bit. We don't need to work that hard. We done. And Pacers was just like, I'm going to make a shot. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to make a shot. Shut you down. The stops, their defense, and their offense, they just kept going.
So let's talk about how Steph averaged 29, 5, and 5 in April this year in the regular season.
So just so you know, his favorite player is Steph Curry.
Now, my favorite player is Isaiah Stewart. Steph Curry second.
His favorite player is
Isaiah Stewart. So he opened up. So here's the thing. He opened up this. Look, right, y'all can see this. I got it on here. He opened up.
What can they see?
Look, he opened up.
We're gonna get more professional with this stat stuff.
Extremely good games. So first he got 52, 10, and 8, and almost broke the 3-point record. Then he dropped 37. Then he dropped 36. Then he had 3, but we don't talk about that. And then also fun fact.
You talking about your favorite player? You say your favorite player.
Whatever. So in fun fact, in the game he only had 3 points. He made one 3-pointer that game, and that one 3-pointer was like a half court. Okay. And then he dropped 25, 30, and then he dropped 14, but we're gonna talk about that. And then he dropped 36.
So we're gonna have a Steph Curry segment in each one of these shows. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's gonna be called.
But why?
Curry
like,
again.
The top 75 players, they took Clay out. Nobody talk about Clay.
Why did they take
Clay out? He's the second best shooter of all time.
Oh wait, time out. Why did they take Clay out of the top 75? That don't make no sense.
I don't know.
Is Draymond in the top 75? Because he needs to be in there too.
Yeah, I think he's in the top 75.
Yeah, I think all 3 of them should be in there.
Damian Lillard is in the top 75. I was on the fence with Dame.
You know who I think should be in the top 75?
Like, is Dame a greater player than Clay?
You know who should be in the top 75?
Oh.
The fate of the universe on the line. Martians has the best being pointed at Earth. You better hit it. I want Iguodala.
Iggy, that's fair.
Also, the Warriors.
I don't know top 75. Maybe a little after.
Also, here's my opinion. I don't think the Warriors would have won the championship in 2022 if they didn't bring Iguodala back.
I think that's fair. But Iggy over Clay?
No, I think all 4 of them, Steph, Clay, Dre, and Iguodala should be in the top 75.
And all of them.
And Kevon Looney because he got 3 championships.
Then some of the Chicago Bulls team, all of their teams should be in there.
I agree. I think
Tony Kukoc don't get no love.
I think
Luke Longley don't even get no love from MJ.
I think Tony Kukoc. I think Luke Longley. I think Ron Harper.
Look at you knowing some people.
All of them. Is Steve Kerr in top 75?
I don't think so.
I mean, he got 5 rings and he's the most accurate 3-point shooter of all time.
They be playing them. They be playing the shooters dirty. I don't know why.
He won Michael Jordan the championship that 1 year.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up. We've been talking for a long time. How we gonna wrap it up?
So we actually there's one more segment we gotta talk about before we wrap this up.
Before the
last
lights die.
All right. So the last segment we gotta talk about, hopefully the device don't die on me, is the game segment. This time you gonna be playing the game.
What game?
Is you gotta guess every single 3-point contest winner in NBA history.
Oh, let me see. I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't know.
Did
I win?
No. This what we doing now. So you can go in chronological order from first. No,
we about to die. We got